No, there's no deep message in the Llamas with Hats series. It's a couple of llamas.
Challenge accepted. Hello everybody and welcome to this episode of YouTube Explained. My name is Vinny and today we're going to be taking a look at Jason Steele's Llamas with Hats.
Carl! There is a dead human in our house!
Let me just quickly pip something out. For those of you who are interested, on my old channel, that's actually the channel where I originally posted my very first Don't Hug Me I'm Scared explanation video that has like over 1 million views. Crazy. I am going to be doing vlogs every other day, just updates, so I mean I'll give you information on what's happening and when the next episode of YouTube Explained is coming out, or just what's happening with me in general. Also, another good way of keeping up to date with everything me, you know, if that's something that interests you, then, you know, you can follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page. Just saying. But anyway, let's get on with the explanation. Llamas with Hats is a very funny, dark humoured cartoon made by Jason Steele over at Film Cow. One of my personal favourites. A landmark of a cartoon, if you ask me. A lot of you have asked me to do it, and here I am. So, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's not as if I ever do lie. I just thought I'd preface this by further illustrating that I'm being truthful. I can't not explain something, can I? I'm such a fun person to be around. Anyway, I'm not going to lie. A large part of this analysis does come from the internet. Most of them do, but this one does rely heavily on one blog that I found in particular. So there will be a link to that down below. It's called Al's Anal Analysis. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think Al's Anal Analysis is an amazing name. I mean, his anal analysis is really, really good. I mean, he really gets to the bottom of things, you know? He goes really, really deep. Of course, this isn't a simple retelling of his theory or anything, but I just thought I'd say a lot of it comes from there. So if you are interested in reading about that, then links in the description down below. Anyway, there is no deep significance to the Llamas with Hats series. Wait, where are you going? No, 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 no! What I mean is that Llamas with Hats is not a social commentary on anything. But there is a fascinating aspect to be looked at here, which is the relationship between creator and viewer. Were the last few episodes of Llamas with Hats a big middle finger to the audience who screamed out for a continuation of the series, even though that would mean sacrificing originality, and it's not what the creator actually wanted to do in the first place? Let me explain. The very first Llamas with Hats video was uploaded on February 19th of 2009, almost 6 years before the finale. Initial reactions to the relatively new comedic style were those of disgust and shock. Fast forward and the next 2 to 4 episodes are released every 6 months. The formula was simple yet effective. Take what the original episode did so well and build the momentum. Make it bigger and bigger. That's what she said. Keeping it familiar yet still surprising. Until episode 4, where Carl sets off a nuclear bomb and faces rain down from the sky. And that seemed to be it. Where could Jason Steele possibly go from there? Well, 3 years later, Llamas with Hats 5 is released.
Huh.
What do you mean, huh?
I think I was expecting worse.
Worse? But this is totally fucked, bro.
I know, but after last time with the nuke and the faces...
In this clip, Paul is reacting the way the audience reacted. Baby hands flowing from a crack in space and time. Pretty messed up, but compared to the nuclear bomb in the last episode, you know, meh. Now let's skip forward to episode 7 and we can really start digging into this. In this episode, Paul has stuck with his word and he's left. So, in an effort to replace him, Carl has gotten a sheep and put in a mask resembling Paul onto that sheep. It doesn't take a genius, or an idiot talking into a camera for that matter, to understand the significance behind Carl replacing Paul with a sheep. The sheep is what the continuation of the series would bring. It isn't as good, it doesn't take its role very seriously, and it isn't very articulate. Carl wants the real Paul. No, he needs the real Paul, as we will see in the next few episodes. The beginning of episode 9 starts off with Carl talking to himself, pretending that he has an audience. This is the result of the creator forcing himself to do the same thing over and over again, running down the same idea, despite how original it was. But eventually the pseudo audience comes back, but there's no life and no substance to it. No meaning. In episode 10, Carl is reminiscing about the show's beginnings, where every one-liner was special.
Hungry for hands. Remember that, Paul?
And when the audience was shocked by his dark humor, And now he's just sitting at the bottom of a gore pit, and it's just no big deal. See, at this point it doesn't matter if Carl wants to keep going or not. The show must go on. The mask pressures him to finish his work. And he does. Carl does everything. The entire world becomes his playpen. You could say the world was his pen, because you know how llamas are usually in pens, enclosed in spaces, because they're llamas. Finally, Carl decides to find the real Paul.
When I find the real Paul, I bet he's going to be the most mad at you.
And then he finds out that through his destruction and his efforts to impress Paul and get him to react the way he used to, he's killed him. Paul represents the true audience that loved the show for what it once was. The audience that reacted to the llama's grotesque actions. But that's dead now.
Oh. I guess you're gone.
And thus, we get the heart-wrenching end to the Llamas with Hats series. Carl screaming his name over and over again, just like Paul once did. And then he throws himself off of a bridge. Carl's death represents the death of the show. He tried so desperately to get the initial reaction he got from the audience by beating a dead horse over and over again. But in doing so, he involuntarily killed that same audience. So he finishes his work. He ends it all. The whole point of this is that Jason Steele never ever intended on doing more than the first 4 episodes. I actually have an article written by him on the Film Cow website in the description down below if you want to check that out, of him actually confirming this. He never planned on doing more than 4 episodes, but when the audience pulled a tantrum, he decided to have some fun with it and represent just what happens to an idea when you beat it to death. And this isn't the only instant from his part. I mean, take a look at Charlie the Unicorn. No, not Charlie the Unicorn, Charlie the Unicorn. Charlie the Unicorn is a series that Jason Steele created that pretty much consists of ideas that people have sent him. He created the series to show his fans how terrible his videos would be if he listened to his audience the entire time. And just look at some of these fan interactions. Apparently, everything needs to be my best work to be worth creating. You not being into it doesn't mean other people aren't. And telling me to stick with making only the videos you like is a bit rude. We put a lot of love and effort into everything we create. YouTube gives us the freedom to experiment and try new things, and not everything needs to be your favorite. So that's just my take on the whole series. Llamas with Hats may not have some social commentary behind it, but I do honestly believe that there is something to this theory. But I would really love to know what you guys think about the series. I know a lot of you asked for it. What did you think? Hopefully I met the standards. Hopefully I did alright. What do you guys think about the series? Do you agree with me? You probably don't. I'm just gonna go ahead and say you probably don't. So leave a comment down below telling me what you think. So as always, thank you so much for watching the video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and like my Facebook page for all the upcoming news. If you did enjoy the video, then I'd love it if you give it a little share, maybe post it on Facebook, tell people about it. I think on YouTube it is very important to share the videos we love in order to help the community thrive. As I said before, I will be doing vlogs every few days on my other channel, Vinny, so go check that out if that interests you. You can check out some of my other episodes by going to my channel. Some of them may interest you. Subscribe for upcoming episodes. I try to upload weekly. This just got explained. I'll see you next time. Challenge accept. Oh, lamp. Seriously though, why did you turn off? That's not a good sign. No, did I break the... No. Fuck! That's 2 light bulbs in like 10 minutes.